Jana Novotna taking the last few warm-up serves before this first of our semi-final starts today. She goes up against the number 1 seed, Steffi Graf. Just let's have a look at the draw final stages of this tournament. Steffi Graf, the number 1 seed, up on the top there. Defeated Conchita Martinez to get through to the semi-final, 6-1, 6-3. And then Jana Novotna defeated Katerina Maleva in 3 sets. Novotna certainly had a good tournament here, 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. That's the top half to see who gets through to the final here. Steffi Graf just been introduced to the crowd. It's just on midday here, local time in Paris, and we've had bad weather this morning. Early hours of this morning, they had quite a bit of rain. They had the covers on the courts. They've taken them off. They've worked them, brushed them, and things are ready to go on time. However, not too many spectators out here at the moment. And Nuke, this should be a pretty interesting confrontation because Novotna's done well, and I think she just needs to believe in herself a little more to do some more good. She's only young.
She showed us against Sabatini the other day that she really has a good ability to move the ball around. However, today I think that Steffi Graf will just hit the ball a little bit harder than Sabatini was, and Novotna will find it more difficult to move the ball around the way she was against Sabatini. She did those nice little slice backhands across court. She'll have to do that today. She'll have to try to break up the play because she won't be able to outdrive Graf.
Well, we noticed in her earlier rounds the forehand goes off a little bit. She gets through a little early. That's Josef Makar from Switzerland. He's been umpiring tennis matches here for many, many years. And that's the call. Steffi Graf to serve first game, first set of this, our first semi-final. Folks have been saying that Novotna is only 18, but she's the number 1 doubles team, her and Helena Sukova. Pretty tough doubles team, but she's 21, will be 22 in October. But I'm sure, Nuke, that this is her biggest moment, a semi-finalist out here, and she surely would be nervous going up against the world's number 1, attempting, as I said, to get to her 10th consecutive Grand Slam final. That's quite remarkable.
Yeah, more importantly than that, Graf has won 8 out of the 9 that she's competed in. That's not a bad effort.
Oh, pictures, of course, courtesy of our friends at FR3 and Untitled, and some of the folks that you see on screen we are unable to recognize. Hanna Mandlikova at the right of your screen there, who has been a teammate, now an Australian, of course, but a teammate of Jana Novotna, has been helping her with tactics and conditioning the last couple of months. Double fault there, and that's Pavel Slozel in the top right-hand corner there, and his wife, Pavel Slozel, of course, the ex-Davis Cupper from Czechoslovakia, who has been coaching Steffi Graf for a number of years. So, good opening service game for Graf. She leads 1-love, first set. Jana Novotna, her first service game in this, her first appearance in a Grand Slam semi-final.
Zéro 15.
Steffi Graf, of course, just turned 20. And a nervous double fault there from INOVOTNA. Above 30.
Excellent play from Graf. She took the forehand, hit it down, took the ball early, hit it down the line, and immediately when she saw she had INOVOTNA on the run, see the way she moved into the net to close out on the volley. We've noticed this week that she's done that a couple of times, trying to take advantage of those big drives that she hits from the back of the court.
3 break point. Safe to say that Steffi Graf has taken women's tennis to a new level, a higher level, because of the pace of shot that she has. And we've discussed it the last few days that most of the younger girls that are coming through now apparently are hitting the ball a lot more solidly in order to try and compete or stay in matches with Steffi Graf.
Yeah, it's no longer good enough to just sort of roll your arm over and put a serve in and just be real steady from the back of the court, forehand and backhand side. You have a little bit of power in there too.
Still a break point for Graf. Another slice backhand into the net, so INOVOTNA brings it back to deuce. Won the Wimbledon doubles with Helena Sukova, Jana Novotna.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Novotna.
Some uncharacteristic loose play there from Graf.
Yeah, from love 40, she's netted a few easy ones. One's long. Back to deuce.
This is a very important game for Novotna, not to let Graf race away from her early in the match. She needs to hang in there and just try to get some confidence and a little bit of belief in herself that perhaps she could pull off a major upset.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Novotna.
That serve skidded off the line, forced the error.
Jana Novotna had one singles title last year. She won it in Strasbourg.
Very good play that. Not only did she get the lob up over the head, which was an excellent lob, she moved into the net to follow it up.
And after being down love 40, 3 break points, Jana Novotna survives and gets it back to 1-all. With Helena Sukova, she was voted the doubles team of the year last year and also was nominated for the most improved player award. Was the only ace so far in the match. You folks during these 2 weeks have said, well, Steffi Graf's struggling, she hasn't done this, but hasn't done that. But when you get to the semi-finals of a Grand Slam tournament, I think you find Graf gets a point a game better.
Yeah, well, I keep hearing all these comments, but no one's got more than 4 games in a set off her yet. The big question marks, of course, started to come up after she lost in straight sets to Sellis in the West Berlin Championship. As we see Novotna move into the net to put away a nice volley. She's a very correct player, Novotna. Her technique is very correct.
30-15.
40-15.
She's been well coached, Fred, Novotna, it appears.
Yes, I think she just needs to believe in herself a little more. In her victory over Sabatini, she nearly let Sabatini off the hook as Graf holds serve and leads at 2-1 first set. Welcome back on Nine's Wide World of Sports, our coverage of the 1990 French Open. Steffi Graf, the #1 seed, leads 2-1, Novotna to serve.
Good defensive play from Graf. She was in trouble as she backpedaled to hit the forehand volley. So instead of volleying it, she sort of half drove it, got it back deep, worked her way back into the point. Improvisation.
Good shot from our sky cam there of centre court here at Roland Garros, and pretty much what we might term a defensive court because very slow clay here and plenty of room to run shots down. Noticed in some of the men's matches yesterday with overheads, Worcester was climbing all over the backdrop trying to get balls back into play. Plenty of room to move.
That is a good shot. She was being moved around the baseline, saw a little bit of an opening and went for it. It's good to see. Here's Graf moving Novotna around. She's out of court. She just goes for the shot. That's good to see, Fred, this early in the match.
And it's nice to know that, you know, with a little bit of confidence, you're brave enough to go for shots like that. 15-all. Earlier in her career, Jana Novotna would have tried basically maybe just to push that one back to keep the ball in play, not thinking she could generate a winner from it.
Yes, held the ball well until Novotna was committed to moving to the backhand side.
Novotna's lost, I would say, 10, 12 pounds at least, and is in a lot better shape as Graf takes control, as she has done so often, runs round and flicks that topspin forehand, snaps the wrist, gets it for the winner. 15-30. Another big forehand. She ran around it and has the ability to flatten that one out. I think that's the best forehand, that one away from the body. So it's now 2 break points to Graf. And Graf breaks serve, leads 3-1 the first set.
Fred, it's very noticeable in these rallies. You see Graf hitting the slice backhand. She controls the rally, moves her opponent around with the forehand. This is a big weapon. You see her way over in the alley to hit the forehand. And another forehand, and this is the club, but her slice backhand is not doing anything, is it? It's really lets her opponent back into the rally.
Well, she actually uses it really to set up the forehand, and I think a lot of the other juniors should try and work within their best shot to try and set up their best shot. But I'm surprised that Graf hasn't, over the years, in the early round matches, tried to learn to come over the ball and practice that shot, because in the early round matches, she only loses a game here and a game there, and I think that's a good opportunity. Martina Navratilova used to do that when she was the #1 player in the world. 30 love. So let's have a look at Steffi Graf. 30 wins, 1 loss in 1990. ATP, I mean the WTA ranking #1 and the seeded #1 here, of course, in this event. Love and 1990 earnings for 3015. I'm sorry, Steffi Graf, $428,621. Career earnings, $5,679,000 odd dollars. Tremendous.
$30.
30 all. The road to the semi-finals. She defeated Pascal Paradis very convincingly, 11-2. Santrock, who was a lucky loser, got in because Mandlikova withdrew, 1-2. Then Sandra Cecchini from Italy, 2-3, and then 1-4, Natalie Tozia, and then against Conchita Martinez in the quarterfinal, 6-1, 6-3. Threads the needle, not much on that backhand approach.
40-30.
It went reasonably deep, the shot. I would have kept after Graf's backhand, I think. I think she's got to really try to find a way to get to Graf's backhand, because Graf is dominating this match by the power of her forehand drives. So far, anyway.
That one's long.
40.
Has not been happy with the form throughout this tournament, Steffi Graf, and Pavel Slozal, her coach, has had her out there working very hard. She's been fighting flu, though, for the 2 weeks, or allergies here that a lot of the players get this time of the year in France.
Well, that was an unfortunate break. She played a beautiful forehand deep to set up the short approach shot.
Game point to Graf.
Égalité.
The only double fault from, second double fault actually, from Graf in the match.
Not up.
Well, the umpire said not up. I thought she got it. She does too.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Graf.
See if we can pick this up. There's one bounce.
I hit it.
She got it.
It was not second bounce. What you didn't see?
Big point this also. Graf just walking around at the back of the court. Umpire Josef Makar has made his decision. Let's see if we can get that again. Sort of got it right off the frame, right off the top of the frame if she did get it, but the decision's gone against her. Game point, Graf. And that's Graf now takes the lead, whole serve. She leads it 4-1, opening set. Into the center of the court after she makes that shot, then to try and move on her toes in either direction. She certainly has dominated our sport in the last couple of years. She leads at 4-1 as Novotna tries to stay in this first set. And she's got to be a little bit disappointed about that call, Nuke, and I think it's going to show.
Yeah, it looked to me as if she got it. She said she did. The umpire said she didn't, and he wasn't going to change, so... Important thing for Novotna now is to hang in there, play tough, try not to make the unforced errors, but at the same time, keep going for your shots. For some reason, I find it a bit hard to understand. Novotna is hitting a lot of balls to Graf's forehand. Maybe they think that she's been hitting it bad during the tournament, and they're trying to break it. That could be the tactic.
Fine volley. Novotna takes it to 30 all. And let's have a look at the profile from this young lady. Her 1990 match record, 17 wins and 8 losses. As we take a look at the replay, WTA ranking of 15, and she's seeded number 11 coming into this event. Earnings $128,318, and career earnings $832,922. Most of that, of course, over the last couple of years has come from doubles winnings. At this stage now, though, she's pulled herself up into the rankings, number 15 in the world. This will take her even higher, give her a good seeding at Wimbledon. Fine volley from Graf. She breaks serve.
Mademoiselle Graf qui mène par 5 jeux à 1, première manche.
So to get to this position, Jana Novotna defeated Isabelle Nemanje in a very tough first round match, 10-8. There's no tiebreakers in the third set, 10-8 in the third. Then Schultz 3-1. Fligler over 7-5, 6-2. A great win over Sabatini, 6-4, 7-5. And then also Katerina Maleva in 3 sets.
15-0.
And that last rally of the last game, what an example of Graf's footwork and her court speed.
These two have met on 6 occasions, and Graf's won all of them. The last meeting was the 89 Virginia Slims in the round of 16s, where Graf won at 6-3, 6-4. Philippe Chatrier, the president of the French Tennis Federation, also of the International Tennis Federation.
Been on court for just 26 minutes now, and Novotna, it looked as though she was sort of in the set early.
Set point, though. And an ace gives Steffi Graf the first set, 6-1 in just 26 minutes of play, as Newt mentioned.
Première manche, Mademoiselle Graf par 6 jeux à 1.
There are the stats from the opening set. Steffi Graf 65% and Novotna 71% of first serves in, and the aces, but Steffi Graf hit more winners in that set. Doesn't show on the stats there, but the forehand was, as always, the efficient stroke.
15-0.
Don't forget, straight after this match, Monica Seles takes on Jennifer Capriati. in the second women's semi-final of the day. And everybody is looking forward to that one.
What's happening here is that Novotna likes to set herself for her shots, and she's just not getting enough time to get herself set. She's always playing catch-up in the rallies. That's caused by the power of Graf's driving, especially from the forehand side. Up with all the answers so far today. That was a pretty good approach shot from Novotna, but almost a perfect lob from Graf here. Great defensive play.
And then as soon as she saw the short ball, moved right in and chipped the return into the open court for the winner. So it's been all Steffi Graf so far, 15-30.
What Novotna probably has to do now is to take some chances, move into the offense. I'd really be coming in a lot on Graf's backhand. I don't think she's that confident in it at the moment. Not quite as confident as she was a year ago. Seems to be a bit pushy. And they're the points you just can't afford to make the unforced errors on, eh, Fred? The 30-all points.
Yeah, she's out of position. That too, she sort of was off balance and tried to play that sliced backhand, and it wasn't a difficult return of serve that Graf presented her with. Break point now for Graf. Fine touch on the volley there from Novotna. She must have been listening to you, Nick.
Well, she comes in on the backhand. She's going to get a crack at a volley. She comes in on the forehand. Chances are Graf will pass her. You can see that backhand. She's lifting up on the passing shot. And close up of Graf there as she walks back, shaking her head. Not that confident in the backhand.
Juice.
Court speed from Graf. She is so great to watch the way she moves around the court. Just have a look at her court speed here as she gets up to this one.
Novotna did a pretty good job here. Well, 12 months ago, she wouldn't have got to that one. She's a lot fitter, a lot better shape. Chases this one back.
Graf got to that little drop shot easy, though. She almost overran it. She was so fast.
Yeah, she's a great athlete. And Jana Novotna showing her disgust there. She was way behind, about 3 meters behind that baseline, trying to play that defensive shot. So break point Graf again. And it's wide on the overhead, just missed. So Steffi Graf leads 1-0 with a break, second set. Welcome back to Roland Garros. Jana Novotna in trouble. Number 1 seed Steffi Graf has full control of this match at the moment. In case you've just joined us, Graf won the first set 6-1 in just 26 minutes and leads at 1-0 with a service break in the second set.
Good shot, beautiful preparation. She had to create all the pace herself.
0-15.
That's a weapon to be able to come up with.
15.
Third ace from Graf
She walks around the
30-15.
court fast. Graf doesn't she? She skips around. Can't wait to get on with a match. She and Capriati, I think, will play a world record match almost.
Yeah. We may yet see that. Don't forget our next semi-final match, Capriati against Celis. Preparation on that shot, John, is really, it didn't move until the ball bounced, and then it's a real quick flick.
The way she is with a forehand, isn't she?
Yeah.
Doesn't make too many mistakes on the backhand side.
Novotna claiming the ball was wide or long. Josef Makar checking the mark. He'll make a conservative decision because he's a banker.
He's called it out. Graf is going to ask about it now.
Gone against Graf. Josef Makar said the serve was a little long. It may have clipped the line, but it was deep.
Deuxième service.
So she accepts the decision, the second serve. Graf a couple of years ago, Newt was timed with their Olympic
40
athletic team, and was found that as far as sprints were concerned, she was pretty much as good as any of them. Had times that possibly would have got her into the Olympic team.
That doesn't surprise me one little bit.
Game point.
Jeu, Mademoiselle Graf.
Just those few little unforced errors from Novotna, they're really been costly. And they're always coming on bad points too for her, Fred. A game point, 30 all point. You just can't do that against someone like Graf. Of course, that could be the pressure of being in the semi-final of a Grand Slam tournament.
Well, she had the opportunity there, 30 all, had an overrule and faced a second serve and hit two backhands into the net to lose that game.
We've had a little bit of joy in the junior boys doubles quarterfinals. Grant Doyle and Joshua Eagle have won 6-3 in the third. Good fighting match there after they came back after losing the first set. The Bull and McPhee of the United States. So they move through to the semis.
Nick, why is it we still continue in Australia to produce pretty good doubles teams from the juniors all the way through as we look at this replay?
I think our kids concentrate on doubles. They get to play doubles against older players when they're growing up. Novotna in real trouble now.
0-40.
3 break points now for the #1 seed. The wheels have fallen off since Novotna had that confrontation with Josef Makar about whether she got the drop shot first or second bounce. And a blistering forehand. Graf leads now 3 games to love with 2 breaks.
Mademoiselle Graf qui mène par 3 jeux. Second manche.
Welcome back to Roland Garros, the first of our 2 semi-finals here, and it's Steffi Graf having an easy time of it today. 3-love in the second set, having won the first 6-1 against Czechoslovakia's Jana Novotna, who had 2 terrific wins to get her here into her first Grand Slam semi-final. She defeated Gabriela Sabatini in the round of 16s, a big surprise there, and then Katerina Maleva in 3 sets after having lost the first. That match was played out on court 1. Steffi Graf serves her 3rd double fault. but certainly still is in the driver's seat.
Well, there's another one of those points. Struggling to get back into the match. You got love 15, and you missed the return of serve. That's a good shot. Now she's got a 15-30 point. Let's see if she can do something about it.
15-30.
Well, there it is again. Unforced error. Looks as though a footwork on some of those shots is nerves, the occasion.
Well, Graf is giving Novotna as many chances as she deserves. It's a break point now, and by way of 2 double faults in this, her second double fault in this game.
On the line.
40.
You wonder if Graf continues to win this match this easily, she's going to get through to the final, and she is really underplayed. If Celis or Capriati really start to pressure her, you wonder if she'll have had enough tough matches to be in great form.
Well, Capriati is the one that has had an easy run too, Nick. Monica Celis is the one that has struggled. He had 3 sets against Helen Kalesi and possibly looked as though she was going to bow out in that one. And then another tough setter against Leila Meshki from the Soviet Union. 2 tiebreakers in that.
Yes, well played.
Égalité.
Well, not a lot of folks here yet. It's just about close to 1 o'clock local time, and I'm sure this stadium will be packed for the next semi-final match.
Another good forehand. Set herself very well for that. She's a little bit more comfortable when Graf comes into the net.
This is the way she played a lot of these short drop shots or angle backhand, slice backhands to draw Sabatini into the net, in the way she played Sabatini. And she's had a lot of success with it. It's a good tactic to use against Graf.
Well, I'd like to see her use some sort of tactic anyway.
That one's wide, so after all her struggle, Jana Novotna is rewarded, and she's on the board in the second set with a break of serve. It's now 3 games to 1. Steffi Graf, as the photographers send their pictures all around the world to magazines and newspapers. That's the first time that Jana Novotna has broken the Graf serve in this match.
Yeah, that's just about the perfect lob from Novotna. Graf, a heck of an effort just to run it down. The court coverage here. This ball is right on the sideline. Can't believe Graf even got it. And she was still on balance after she got it. Then we saw a topspin drive on the backhand side from Graf. First one she's done in the match in a baseline rally so far. She's just getting a little bit impatient. This was getting a bit too easy for her, and Novotna stands at 30-love in this game. If she can pull herself together and play some good, steady, thinking tennis, she could work her way back into this match. You know, when someone's been playing, making a lot of unforced errors and giving you a lot of opportunities, if they stop doing that, you kind of lost concentration yourself.
Mademoiselle Novotna.
Well, Novotna whole serve to love, an easy service game, and Graf now. Welcome back to Roland Garros, first of our women's semi-final matches, and Steffi Graf now starting to struggle. She still has a service break in the second set. Led 3-love, but Novotna's staging somewhat a small comeback here at the moment. Pretty tough for Novotna to get involved in an argument there, because she threw up a defensive lob from way back deep in the court. So they asked the linesperson to get out of the chair, check the mark.
15-0.
15-love.
Zero.
30-love.
This is the type of game
40-0.
that Graf would have wanted to play when she changed ends.
4 aces now, 4 double faults for the #1 seed. And the service department, Graf has struggled with throughout this tournament. Even today, she served some aces, but again, makes double fault number 5.
That was a real push, that second serve, wasn't it?
She can't afford to do that against either Celis or Capriati. You've talked about that shot, that slice backhand deep to the forehand with that quick preparation. She really has to time that ball to perfection to come up with the winner.
Yep, that one was really a straight.
40-30. Great minds think alike.
Lucky bounce there for Novotna. The ball skidded off the service line. Errors are starting to flow a little bit from Graf's racket. She's just lost a little bit of concentration. Intensity of the match hasn't been there to keep her in there.
Break point now. Again, Nuke there with an opportunity as Betty Stover looks on. She obviously is with Hannah Mandlikova up there as help for Jana Novotna. And I was just thinking on that last break point, Nuke, the opportunity to to come over the ball and have a crack at the passing shot rather than play the defensive slice, because Graf moves so well to those volleys. You've got to force her to hit a volley when you have a passing shot with a bit of pace on it. Pavel Slozil down to his second fingernail. A little bit worried here because there has been a fair bit of criticism about this young lady, the #1 player in the world this week.
Égalité.
That ball did skid off the service line, which caused the error. But it was still a very snappy, hasty swing on the forehand side, wasn't it? She's done that 4 or 5 times.
So that's why I feel when the other girls that are now coming through hit the ball harder, like a Celis or a Capriati, she doesn't have enough time to make that swing.
Had enough time to make that one, that's for sure. Didn't try to hit it too hard, just used control.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Graf.
Let's see if Graf can close out this game and go to a 4-2 lead.
That one's wide. So after having a break point opportunity, got away from her, and Steffi Graf consolidates that position now and leads it 4-2 in the second set. 53 minutes of play in this, our first semi-final. Stay with us for the second one, though. Monica Seles, Jennifer Capriati, coming your way as soon as this is over. Dirty love. Yeah, not enough on that. That was a very vicious slice, that wasn't it? It floated, barely got to the service line, and Graf was in good position. Here it is.
Yeah, I don't know what she was trying to do with this shot, whether she was trying to play one short and wide. Turned out to be nothing.
30-15.
The Graf, when she goes down into those slice backhands, some of them she's even bending over more and leaning into the ball more than she used to.
Yeah, I think she's still coming underneath the ball too much. I think she needs to open the face of the racket a little more, in my mind. 40-15. District 40-30. As I mentioned earlier today, the weather was not too good. We've had some rain. We're hoping for no rain delays. As you see, Steffi Graf in isolation hit this forehand and follow it into the net for the easy overhead. Good preparation there, and moves forward to the easy ball. Don't let the ball play you. Go forward to make the shot. Make the live action. Boy, she did everything right up until that last stroke. Good court coverage, good tactics.
Yeah, Fred, this is the type of point I would have liked to have seen Novotna play more of. Let's see if we can see why she missed this last one. Well, the body was just moving away from the ball. She never got her feet into the right position, and she's been doing that throughout the match on some of these shots. You have to put it down to the occasion. First ever Grand Slam semi-final for Jana Novotna.
That was a well-produced forehand approach, deep in the corner.
Pressure of having to play someone like Graf, you're always trying to come up with something a little extra, I guess. And that was a little extra. That was a good shot. So she's got a game point to pull this back to 4-3 in the second.
Appears to run through that shot, doesn't she? She doesn't set herself. She gets there and the racket's there and everything's moving forward, and there's no situation where she makes solid contact with the shot.
Isn't it strange, though, against Sabatini the other day, she wasn't missing those.
Juice.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Graf.
Break point now for Graf to take this to 5-2. That one's wide, so Graf now breaks again and leads it 5-2, second set. Welcome back to Roland Garros, our first women's semi-final, and it's Steffi Graf serving for a position in the final. And this will make it her 10th consecutive Grand Slam final appearance. The match has been in progress right on an hour. And Jana Novotna's had some opportunities, but there's new referenced. It's just maybe the moment, the fact that this is her first Grand Slam semi-final. She's had a tremendous tournament.
0-15.
She can certainly still hold her head high with her appearance at the 1990 French Open. And that will take her up in the women's ranking to the point where she will get a good seed at Wimbledon. And a little bit more confidence to go on with the job for the rest of the year.
0-30.
Graf still hasn't put it away, though. Love 30. Again, not in position, just maybe half a step short of being in the right spot to get that ball over the net comfortably. Wendy Turnbull there, watching proceedings here.
Play opening up the court with a little cross-court drop shot, sensing the opportunity. Look at this. This is moving your opponent around the court, and now look where Graf's position is. She's just inside the baseline looking for the high shot that she can volley away.
Bloody all. Again, a little over-anxious as her coach, Betty Stover, looks on. Stover and Mandlikova were coached by Mike Estep, and Mandlikova went back to Betty Stover, and there's Pavel Slozil and his wife. Of course, he is the coach of this young lady who now has match point. So Hannah Mandlikova and Jana Novotna are now coached by Betty Stover. And there it is. Typically a big forehand winner to win the final point of this match, and that takes her through to the final of the 1990 French Open in 1 hour and 3 minutes. And she's there through, and she awaits the winner of Monica Seles and Jennifer Capriati.
Yes, Fred, an impressive performance there from Graf, but gee, she hasn't really been pressed in the tournament so far, has she? And I think that she's got to be very happy that Seles and Capriati are coming along on the scene, because it must get a little bit boring for her, really. I mean, she's only once in a set has she been taken to 4 games.
She did say after she lost to Seles in Berlin, she said, well, for you fellas in the press, it gives you something to write about, and now our sport may not be as boring with me winning everything. So a fine performance by Jana Novotna as both ladies walk off the centre court here at Roland Garros. Stay with us, because coming up, Monica Seles takes on Jennifer Capriati in the second of our women's